Hey, Tony. Yeah, just checking out some of the action. You mentioned the World Juniors, and yeah, I'd love to see that Canada-U.S. matchup in the finals, but no big deal. But Connor Bedard, I mean, this is a name everyone's going to get to know after seeing last night's more heroics from Bedard. He's the future of the NHL, they call him.
Yep, that's right. Some good exciting. I don't think we're documenting junior hockey, but I didn't see that at least in the back end. But anyway, we're going to the NHL tonight as we have the Rangers here hosting Hurricanes. Hurricanes favorite here, total 5.5.
Total 5.5, Tony. That should speak volumes about this one with the Hurricanes going up against the Rangers. The Red Hot Hurricanes, another one of those teams in the East that's blistering right now with 11 straight wins. 15-0-2 in the last 17. They're 9 straight one-goal wins, and they're going up against the Rangers, also a pretty good team. But man, these Hurricanes are so hot right now. Of course, these teams met in the postseason last year, and the Rangers came away with the series win. Carolina led 2 games to none, but then dropped 4 of the next 5, and of course, the Rangers went on to advance, but lost the next series. But this is the only 5.5 right now on the board. It looks like, and it should be. Well, I've got as a low scoring game. I mean, Igor Shesterkin, certainly one of the best goalies in the league. Maybe the Rangers have, you know, slipped a little bit of late, but they're still a pretty good team. Shesterkin 17-6-5 this season with a 2.41 goals against. He saved 39 of 40 shots in a tough luck game against Tampa Bay. Or I think he won that one 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. But against Tampa Bay 2 games back. So Shesterkin, he's pretty hot right now. Certainly 2-1. They lost that game, actually, Tony, in that one. But Shesterkin and the Rangers, they've gone under in 16 of their last 37 games this season. 3-7 to the under in their last 10. 3-7 to the under as an underdog. Meanwhile, Carolina, the big news here, I would think, for Carolina, you know, Ranta's a pretty good goalie. I mean, he's won 7 straight, but it looks like Pyotr Kochikov is going to be in there. The 23-year-old Russian. He's just 10-1 this season, Tony, with a 1.94 goals against, 928 save percentage. He's pretty much one of the hottest young goalies around right now. The Hurricanes have gone under in 10 of his 13 starts this season. Carolina's 13-23-1 to the under this season, including 11-19-1 to the under as a favorite. They're also 8-12 to the under on the road, 9-15-1 to the under against teams averaging about 2.9 goals this season, and also Carolina 3-6 to the under in games lined at 5.5, and also 9-23-1 to the under on exactly one day's rest. So I've got to think this one's a low scoring, tight game. Two great teams. Rangers at home. Carolina finds a way to get it done, Tony. If you get into a kind of a shootout with them, talking about a high scoring shootout, they find ways to win. If you get into a game that, well, probably is going to be exactly the way I described, they find ways to win. Mindy and I are on the Hurricanes in this one with one of our picks over on the morning's team. You don't got to go look that one up on the video. I'll just tell you about it right now. So if we've got Carolina winning, it's got to be a low-scoring game, especially now that Kochikov is in there over Ranta. That's really no slight on Ranta. He's won 7 straight of his decisions. He's kind of been in there for more of this winning streak. I mean, he's the number one goalie, but Kochikov has the better stats going, but he's the younger goalie. So man, they've got a really nice combination right now, and a streak of no losses and no regulation losses in 17 games. So man, Carolina just red hot. Still should be a tight game with another elite goaltender, Shesterkin, in there, and of course at the Garden. So why not take under 5.5 in this one? Maybe that's a tough pill to swallow for some bettors, Tony, but it's the only 5.5 for a reason on this board tonight.
Yeah, it looks that way. And one thing to note here with this Carolina team, they really bring it against the division. You know the way the playoff structure is right now, how they advance the first 3 teams in the division into the postseason. They've taken care of business, winning 9-1-1 here straight up against the division opponents.
Yeah, and if
And
anything,
that's, by the way, that's hard to do in the East, by the way.
oh gosh, I mean that's what I keep joking with Mindy on the show because all these East, where are the losing teams? I mean, does anybody lose? Yeah, I think some of the mediocre teams out west have kind of lost some of the crossover series, and then you do have some really weak teams that also in bottom feeders, if you will, in the East. But you got some crummy teams out west handing victories to teams left and right. Teams like Chicago and maybe Sharks and Arizona a little bit, but the East is tough, man. And you mentioned the division and the series. So this will be the first game since the Hurricanes. I don't want choked that series against the Rangers last year with that 2-game lead. So I think that'll be something that they can, at least in this game, even though on the road, that's a little bit of motivation certainly in this one. That's kind of why we were kind of thinking on the Hurricanes today. But I would expect Kochetkov. I mean, he's really a hot young goaltender and worth watching right now. One of the up and coming goalies, I would think, in the league. I don't think it's a fluke. Obviously, Carolina must have a pretty strong defense. You figure the way both goalies are playing this year, and also with pretty good numbers. And Carolina just a clutch team. So 2-1, 3-2, not out of the question here tonight.
All right, Ramon here. Hurricanes, Rangers under 5.5. This one to have a start time here of 7 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at TonySpace.com. So we said Ramon's been on a tear here. 1,416 units of profit over the last 7 days, showing profit for this year, showing profit last 24 hours. Driven here by some impressive numbers here in the NBA and college basketball over the past 7 days. Over 700 units of profit from those sports as well, showing good profit in NHL. And guess what? The major sports going on right now is college hoops, NBA, and NHL. So this is where we're rolling here. All right, Ramon. We got a few from the NBA, lots of college hoops, lots of NHL tonight. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Featured package Tony over at Tony'sPicks.com. Tony is a 3-pack in the NHL tonight. I was up 3 dimes pretty much last year on the site, and I've got a 3-pack tonight in the NHL for $30 over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can pick that one up. 3 games tonight, including 2 games on the West Coast. So don't want to keep anybody up late. If you have to go to bed, hopefully it's wake and win with Ramon tonight. Also, I got my college basketball discount, the Tony special, the $15 play coming to you in a little bit of basketball action tonight, and so is my college basketball best bet. Just 2 games right now in college basketball for me on a pretty decent card. Mindy and I are involved in a couple of games with the Morning Steam team as well, so you can check those out on video or pick them up for a small price over on Tony'sPicks.com. 3-game card on the NBA slate. I'm involved with 1 game with Mindy over on the Morning Steam, but that might be all tonight. With 2 kind of one-sided games expected there, with close to double-digit spreads, or at least that Bucks game about 7.5, and Celtics a road favorite of nearly double digits. Just 1 game we're interested in. Not sure I'll be involved in the rest of the NBA card tonight. So 5 plays are up there. So why not get started on a week's pass? Because the volume will definitely pick up as the week goes along. I was 7-1 yesterday overall. Shows 4-1 certainly on the site right now in the last 24 hours, but I've rolled those first 3 bowl games with a little bit of luck, but that's okay. I like to be called the luckiest handicapper on the multi-capper sites, and that's a great title to have because the luck unfortunately determines a lot of these outcomes, but being on the right side of that luck is the result of hard work and skill and determination and a finely tuned balance of art and science, I like to say.
That's right. And
So,
don't forget the perspiration as well.
well, a little bit of that always, and a little bit of sweat with these games, especially trying to pull out some of those covers yesterday. But man, what a job by Tulane also in the Rose Bowl yesterday. Just outrageous the way that game unfolded. The key play was that safety. Really, we talk about the great drives they had, but getting those 2 points was key because they got the ball right back after that. and ended up going right down the field. And that touchdown where the defender played the ball so well that he had his hand tucked in under the ball, kind of helping the receiver secure that touchdown. That was amazing. So, anyway, coming off 7-1 day yesterday in on my premium pick. So I think we're off to a pretty good start again here in 2023. Keep the winning going from a pretty successful debut year we had on Tony's picks. I'd say I came across pretty well, and so why not keep it rolling this year in 2023? I don't mind if you want to pick up that 1 year pass, but if you just want to go a little 3 day, a little 7 day, start building your bankroll a little bit, and then maybe consider a longer term pass, that might be one way to do it because you'll see how the results come in with me over at Tony'sPicks.com and how I work it a little bit. I'm a bit contrarian. You might be on some ugly sides from now and then, but you got to play those prices. I'm a market handicapper, so a lot of times we'll be putting you on, some unpopular plays. But man, you got to take advantage of where the market is unbalanced, and sometimes be on those ugly dogs or some tight squeeze unders like in this Ranger Carolina game going under the 5.5. So head on over to Picks and use that promo code Tony T at checkout. Save 20% off all of our premium pick packages here at Tony's Picks. You can pair me up with another capper. Man, you could get, if you look at the records that Mindy and I are putting up with our individual picks, combined with the success that we're having with the morning steam, why not save some money and just put Mindy and I together in the 2-for-1 capper promotion? We don't talk about it enough here on our channel with the 2-for-1, and it's a pretty good deal where you buy one capper and you get the second capper for half price. You can do that at any duration. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and pair up Mindy and I and roll with us. You can watch the show in the morning, get all of our premiums in the afternoon, and hopefully have great days ahead as we head into 2023.
That's right. Get on board, everyone. Scott over at Tony's Picks. He showed you the plays up there. He's got the NHL 3-pack up there, as well as a college basketball discount premium play. $15 there on that one. Of course, these are in orange. Our profit guarantee must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credited back in your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. The longer term passes are not, because they're sold at a great discount. And Ramon was mentioning here the longer term passes. We go 3, 7, or 38 pass, or we want to go for the 1 year. Go for it. We're going to hit our 1 year mark in about 8 days that we've been here with the multi-capper site. So Ramon's been on fire here. Get on board with that 1 year all sports pass. You could use the promo code, save yourself a lot of money here. Tony T at checkout, and that will allow you to save 20% off. And of course, that's a significant discount off that 1 year all sports pass. When you do the math on that, it will take $260 off that price when you use the promo code Tony T at checkout on that 1 year all sports pass. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, then you will land right on Ramon's page and go ahead and get signed up. You'll scroll down through his records and you'll be able to see it right here, right with his 1 day passes, and then we get right here to the 3 day, and then right to the right is the 1 year all sports pass. So go ahead and get signed up and use that promo code if you would. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon, which are getting a blue check mark up there. We'll soon have your videos of the day up there that you post on the site on that channel on the Twitter account soon, once we get that completed. And of course, the morning steam concluded another show here for today.
Yeah, so I have a pick up there on Twitter. I believe it's up there, and if not, it'll be up there very, very soon. It's coming in the NHL tonight. I've got a total for you in the Flames and the Jets, so check that out over at Tony's Picks. Ramon, I'm going to have a blue check mark. That's big time. I like that. And Mindy and I'll be back tomorrow with more morning steam. We had a really a poignant show today off of the events of last night. We're all having hope, we're thinking good thoughts, and I'm just passing along good news that I think. I'm no physician, no doubt about it, just praying. So why not think positive thoughts and think that everything will be just fine because of the great job that the personnel did there at the stadium to get Mr. Hamlin to the hospital as quickly as possible. So watch the show. We've got picks on all the major cards in basketball and hockey, and also select featured games from college basketball as well. And we'll start to get into some of the big football action this weekend in the NFL. It's going to be a big weekend. News came down. They're not going to start that game up just yet between the Bills and the Bengals. Maybe end up just being a draw. This not going to be a whole lot of time to get that game in. There might be a cancellation, but that'll be fine. Those teams will be on a collision course to meet again, and it'll be a very special occasion, I think, for everybody, as long as Mr. Hamlin has good results coming through, and those teams will possibly play in 2 weeks in a playoff matchup. Could be some jockeying still in the standings, but that kind of looks like it might happen. So make sure you check us out on the show each Saturday through Thursday and get all those picks. Chime in with your picks. We got some big things in the works at Tony's Picks. We'll have kind of, hopefully, if everyone wants to enter in their picks, kind of track our viewers, our users a little bit. That's something we're considering and putting in the works possibly as well. We just want to be fully interactive with our audience. That's the best way to go about this, having a family, if you will. And that's what we feel like we have with Team Steam. I mean, sometimes it's early in the morning out here in Las Vegas, Tony, but once those chat, everybody's good morning, and, that wakes me up. And by the end of the show, besides trying to drink some caffeine a little bit, I'm raring to go by the end of the show, thanks to the chat and the interaction that we have. It really perks my day up quite a bit and cheered everybody up as well today. We just got down to business, talked about the games. The games aren't going to stop, so why not handicap and put your mind aside a little bit to some of the things that went on. And hey, we're going to have a fun night tonight with more action. So yeah, don't forget, Tony, yeah, you mentioned it, and I have more free videos up as well on the Tony's Picks website. You can get our sponsored pick, where I give you a free pick every day, as well as our leaderboard update, where I talk about all the cappers that had a great day and are having a good week or month over at Tony's Picks. I give another free play there. And I should be using those as premium plays. They've been pretty hot since we've started embedding those in the site, but I don't mind. I mean, if it's going to get people to keep coming back and watching those particular videos, then I'm going to keep doing them that way and giving out some top-notch selections there. I think one thing that's happening, Tony, those plays get up so early in the morning that that's when I'm really kind of taking advantage of an early market moves a little bit, still getting a great price. And I think that's why I've been passing along so many winners on those free picks. So more free picks. That's what we're really all about here. Yes, our premium picks are over on the site. Those are absolutely our best plays. We'd love for you to subscribe to those plays and roll with us with all those green numbers that you see on Tony's Picks. It's no fluke, Tony. These are actually tracked by a third party. We can't fudge the numbers. I'm responsible to you, to Mindy, to Pravi, to Ben, to Collins, all the handicappers. We can't cheat each other. These are actual results that you see when all of our cappers have the success they do. And the leaderboard was long yesterday. Pretty impressive performance by all of our handicappers over at Tony'sPicks.com.
Yeah, it certainly was. And of course, those of you checking into the show here, you're working, you're driving home today, remember, you can listen to the full show, Morning Steam, on your way home on the podcast, Tony's Picks Podcast, available on all major platforms. Every pick in podcast form, every show in podcast form, including the full-length Morning Steam. Get a rundown from today's NBA, NHL card, as well as select games from college hoops and more on the Morning Steam. Find it on our podcast. Listen on your way home, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you show. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Tony. We'll see you then.
See you then, Ramon.